When Mithy and Lemondogs joined the league in 2013, it was a collection of players that really nobody knew about. Lemondogs surprised everybody with their gameplay.
Turnover is too little, too late. 90 caliber net. Hourglass baited in there. Urgent strike through.
Mithy as a player was still just cutting his teeth, and while the players stepped up and competed and even made it to Worlds, it kind of felt like a flash in the pan. The 2015 Origen Challenger to Worlds run begins. A very large part of that is Mithy and Niels, and they make it through Challenger practically undefeated. Mithy had gone through a transformative period. He had grown up a little. Origen open up the summer split, proving that they are the real deal. Fnatic and Origen face off in our summer split finals. Reckless and Yellow Star were coming up against Niels and Mithy, and every single game was an epic.
For the first time in 3 months, 12 weeks, 6 patches, one team added 1 loss to Fnatic's roster, and it's Origen.
Every single game really led from the bottom lane.
Aggressively, I don't think that Descent is connected from Mithy. Teleport was cancelled by Rodríguez, the max range hook! Origen in the 4th game after 15,000 gold down and giving away 2 Barons. They're going to force game 5. They're going to play Silver Scrapes.
It was the first time in a long time that you felt like a team could compete with the legacy that Fnatic had built up, and it was largely led by the Niels and Mithy duo. Watching Worlds in 2015, Niels and Mithy showed up every single game and were largely responsible for pushing Origen all the way through to the semifinals, when they did eventually lose to Korea's SKT.
SKT to make it to the finals undefeated!
In 2016, during the course of the spring split, Origen did not have the same highs that they once did, yet they still made finals. This time, it was against the new hungry upstarts of G2 Esports. This was the 2nd European final in a row where Mithy was competing and where Mithy lost. And it was at the end of the spring split where Mithy and Sven decided to leave Origen, the team that gave them the platform to become superstars, to join the team that defeated them in the spring finals. It was in 2016 that Mithy truly became a legend in his own right. When he moved over to G2, having the shackles removed is really what elevated Mithy to be one of the most profound leaders and captains in-game that Europe has ever produced.
So let's just base and go top, and just even if we lose tempo, we get 1 tower at least. Or maybe we can just get Herald out of it, okay?
And now he had a bunch of young players that wanted to prove something, and these young players looked up to Mithy to learn. G2 Esports went on to dominate Europe, dethroning Fnatic for the first time in the history of League of Legends. They were the undisputed best team that Europe had. When I think about Mithy and Sven leaving G2 Esports, I think it's just the drive of the two players looking to conquer a new land. These two players had made 5 European finals back-to-back on 3 different rosters and won 3 of them. How do you keep that drive? This was a heartbreaking moment for Perks, for Sven, for Mithy, that was leaving a team that they had so much success with. I think they looked to North America as the next step, and they were looking to do it on the biggest team that NA has, TSM. The 2018 season in NA for Mithy sucked. TSM did not work, and Mithy had one of the most disappointing years of his career to date. Towards the end of 2018, I looked at Sven and Mithy and I said they're done. I said they're washed up, they went to NA and choked on their own ambition. And when I heard that Mithy was coming back to Europe in 2019, I was more nervous for him than I was for Origen. When Mithy came back to Europe, he had to prove to everybody that he was a world caliber support player. Origen surprised everybody.
Nemesis alive and well, zoning the team off.
And they made it to finals. And even though they were crushed by G2, they silenced a lot of doubters. And this level of synergy could be just what Mithy needs to deliver the Origen run at Worlds that was promised in 2015.